WiL is reimagining what a global venture firm should be by bridging the startup and leading companies in Japan and the US. In May, we announced our third fund with the focus of digital transformation and sustainability. We are now one of the largest VC funds with Japanese companies as LPs, such as Sony, Suzuki, Mizuho Bank, Osaka Gas, Greenko, Daiwa Securities, and so on. WiL has three pillars to the WiL platform. The first pillar is venture investment in US, Europe, and Japan. We help US European companies enter the Japan market and Japanese companies go global. With our partnership with corporate LPs, digital transformation and Industry 4.0 have been the overarching investment themes. We invested and helped the Japan entrance with our portfolio companies, such as Asana, which went public on New York Stock Exchange last year, NETZERO, which is acquired by Okta with $6.5 billion, WISE, which went public on London Stock Exchange in July 2021, Automation Anywhere, Data Robot, Mural, Unquark, and so on. We also invested in emerging and established funds through a fund of funds vehicle. Recently, we announced our first investment out of Fund 3 in a company called NETZERO. NETZERO is a modernizing disinfection company. NETZERO is creating the first intelligent disinfection ecosystem, a biosafety as a service. The second pillar we have is corporate innovation. In addition to helping our corporate LPs with digital transformation of their business through partnerships with leading startups, more importantly, we help our LPs foster entrepreneurship through organizational culture change. With our workshop and boot camps on design thinking, corporate transformation, and diversity, we've trained close to 2,000 people at our LPs organization over the years. As part of the corporate innovation effort, we formed a study group with our LPs to read a book called Drawdown. As we went through the book, we were able to internalize the global issue and understand the necessity of immediate change. Now we are going to provide a sustainability bootcamp for our LPs. The third pillar is business creation or carve out. We collaborate with our corporate LPs to mine technologies and other resources that may be lying dormant within their organizations and create spin-out joint ventures with them, such as Gilead, an AI venture with Sony, Thracom, an IoT platform company with NTT and KDDI, and SpaceCool, a sustainable energy efficient material startup originating from Osaka Gas Research Lab. In Japan, the concept of open innovation has been widely accepted by the large Japanese corporations in the past 8 years since WiL has founded. Most of them have an innovation team that provides a proof of concept opportunity to startups. But there are two types of innovation teams. One is independent from their core business unit. The other one functions as a bridge to their core business unit. So you want to make sure that how the proof of concept can lead you to the actual deal with the core business unit. Another tendency I see in the Japanese companies is the bottom-up product distribution. In the past, the decision-making process on IT spending was all or nothing for the entire organization. That's why it was very difficult for SaaS startups to enter Japanese market. But now it's changed due to the popularity of Slack, Zoom, etc. Among our portfolio companies, Asana, which is product management tool, NETZERO, which is authentication API, Automation Anywhere, which is robotic process automation, Mural, which is online collaboration platform, are quite successful partnering with Japanese companies. I think there are many biggest challenges, but one thing I can tell is there are more than 800 companies globally that set the carbon neutral target and verified by SBTi, Science Based Target Initiative. Above all, what's striking is the fact that there are 120 Japanese companies out of 800, which is 15% of the total verified companies. It tells us how Japanese companies are serious about carbon neutrality. I also conducted the interview with the sustainability team at 14 of our corporate LPs. Most of them wrote up the integrated report or ESG report. Over the interview, I learned that most of the work to calculate GHG emission was manual process, and it took a lot of time and effort to monitor and assess the emission. In April, Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga announced a new 2030 commitment to reduce emissions by 46% compared with 2013 level, up from its earlier goal of 26% in October, to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Now, all companies need to set up a new goal, but the actual problem is not setting up the goal, but how to get there. This is where startups and companies can work together to make our society carbon neutral. In Japan, most companies are focused on scope 1 and 2 in the short term. In order to achieve that, there are 3 steps in general. The first step is the energy savings by upgrading the facility and device. Historically, Japan has been good on energy savings, but AI startups can accelerate more. The second step is to buy or build renewable energy, but it's widely believed that we don't have much flat land to put solar panels. We don't have shallow oceans along the coast for cheap wind turbines, and most Japanese don't want to rely on nuclear power. So we need an innovation on the new source of energy at scale, such as hydrogen or ammonia. The third step is the offset by the carbon credit. This is the area that I am personally very excited about because emerging technologies such as space satellite, computer vision, and AI can be integrated to create a new value to meet a strong demand from companies. If your business is in product or industrial, there is a fourth step to change the product to carbon neutral. This is the most difficult challenge in scope 1. And there is scope 3, which is far more difficult than scope 1 and 2. I see some solutions for the large corporations, but I don't see many solutions for SMBs yet. This could be an interesting area for startups to tackle. If you're a sustainable startup, Japanese companies are in need of innovation. So please let us know so that we can collaborate.